Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to take complex source material, sort of sift through it all, and give you the essential knowledge.
That's the plan.
And today, we're tackling something that, well, it looks like pure internet satire on the face of it.
It really does.
But when you put it under the microscope, analytically speaking, it shows this surprisingly shrewd, strategic business model. We're diving deep into the church of script kiddies, or Koske.
Right. And our mission today, just to be clear, is we're suspending disbelief. We are not looking at Cost K as just a joke.
Yeah.
We're treating it like a meticulously planned, high-engagement, anti-effort startup.
Okay.
The whole goal of this venture seems pretty clear.
Yeah.
Achieve that feeling of digital divinity, that power, that rebellion, but do it through the absolute most frictionless, effortless way possible. So we're digging into the founders, the doctrine, the rituals, all as like core business deliverables.
Yeah, and it's the paradox here that makes the business analysis so fascinating, isn't it? It's a self-proclaimed church, but it doesn't just, tolerate tech incompetence. It celebrates it, glorifies it even.
The core belief system is literally built on copy-paste salvation.
Exactly. It's perfectly tuned to capture that market of the, let's say, digitally disillusioned, people who want the image of the elite hacker.
Right.
But without the, frankly, grueling work of actually learning to code.
Or debug, or think originally.
Right. None of that.
And crucially, the sources really point to this structure being the brainchild of one Alberto Daniel Hill. He's the strategist here, the cybersecurity expert behind the curtain.
Ah, okay. So Hill conceptualized the whole business framework. He's the architect.
Seems that way. He acts as the legitimizer, the brand builder.
Yeah.
And then strategically, he takes as its spider bite.
The face.
The face, the charismatic figurehead, the, quote, legend who brings that necessary controversial authority. You need that to sell this product of effortless disruption.
So a clear division. Hill's the strategy. At Spiderbite is the raw material, the story.
The core content, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So let's unpack this business model. And we should probably start where any successful venture starts, right? Brand credibility. The authority of the leadership. #2. Leadership and Brand Foundation. The controversial authority.
Absolutely. And understanding the founders, their complex, often contradictory backgrounds, is just critical here.
Yeah.
Because the identity they're selling is the product.
The identity is the product. Okay.
You can't really sell technological salvation through laziness without a figurehead who embodies this weird mix, right?
Right.
Verifiable yet contradictory authority.
Like real power, but also something else.
Yeah, a mix of genuine black hat, dark side power, and this sort of political idealism. And that specific, hard-to-replicate figure is at Spiderbite.
It's a powerful story they build, but it starts in a genuinely dark place. The sources lay out this incredibly detailed, traumatic origin.
Yeah.
Provides the emotional bedrock for the whole anti-establishment brand. We're talking loss of a mother, isolation, really horrific abuse from a stepmother. The sources call her a monster.
Chilling detail.
It's not an easy backstory to hear, but you can see how it lends massive credibility to the later rebellion narrative.
And that personal pain, it becomes the catalyst. The sources highlight this pivotal moment when he was just 15.
Got a technical win, though.
No, exactly. It was personal digital violation, getting doxxed and swatted. But instead of backing down, that trauma just fueled him. This deep desire to master those very tactics, to gain control, create chaos through code. That became the foundation of his digital persona.
And later, the Koske narrative.
Precisely.
And his actual start in hacking, it was equally raw, wasn't it? Which kind of ironically supports the Koske message of accessibility.
How so?
Well, the biography is apparently quite honest about it. He started by stealing a computer.
Right. The source says no glamour, just a raw, illegal start.
Exactly. And that lack of polish, that sort of unvarnished truth, it actually boosts the brand. It sells the idea that digital power isn't just for the privileged. Anyone, even someone starting illegally, can grab that control.
And the tools he gravitated towards early on really cemented that identity, that obsession with control.
The RATS.
Yeah, remote access Trojans. He worked deeply with notorious ones, Dark Comet, NJR8, Orcus Administrator. His motto, apparently, malware maketh the man.
Okay, let's pause there. For listeners maybe not deep in cyber ops, what makes a RAT so significant? Why is that mastery important for building this kind of dangerous rep compared to, say, just launching a DDoS attack?
Good question. So DDoS is noisy, it's temporary disruption. ARAT is different. It's the ultimate tool for silent, total control.
Persistence.
Exactly. It lets the operator maintain complete access to a victim's machine. We're talking files, webcam, keystrokes, passwords, all without the victim knowing.
Wow.
And Spider-Bet wasn't just using them. He was apparently writing custom versions, encrypting payloads, building cryptors, all to achieve that golden standard. A perfect 0 out of 36 on VirusTotal.
Okay, 0 out of 36 on VirusTotal. That sounds technical. For the non-experts listening, what does that actually mean? Why is a 0 score such a big deal underground?
It means you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
VirusTotal checks a file against like dozens of antivirus engines.
All right.
If your malware gets 0 detections, it means your code is perfectly crafted, perfectly hidden. It's a ghost.
Total evasion.
Total evasion. And mastering that established him as elite, someone who understands the hidden levers of digital power. And that technical foundation is crucial for the KOSK brand. It implies, we teach anti-effort now, but trust us, our founder mastered the hardest effort.
It's a necessary contradiction.
Exactly.
But then the brand narrative takes this really dark turn, which, again, kind of paradoxically validates the whole digital rebellion image. The sources are open about his admitted dark side during this time.
Yeah, it wasn't just disrupting systems for the sake of it. He was running a dangerous marketplace.
Selling stolen IDs.
Stolen IDs, providing sensitive info tracing locations, pulling phone records, scraping social security numbers to build full profiles on people.
It's serious.
Very. And he knew, or the sources imply he should have known, that some buyers were connected to hitmen or people pretending to be.
Wow.
He admitted doing it out of anger, bitterness, stemming from that earlier trauma. The sources say he'd hand off the data and just never asked what happened next.
That admission, though, that raw, dangerous edge, it's vital for the brand, isn't it?
It has to be.
It gives the brand this foundation of real, kind of terrifying power that the Kiddies are drawn to. They're not just following some script runner. They're following someone who allegedly walked through the darkest parts of the web and came out.
But you can't build a mass movement just on darkness.
Yeah.
The narrative needed a pivot, an ideological justification.
Well, it's anonymous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That shift to anonymous activism provided the necessary sort of moral gloss for all that power. He joins around 2009, starts framing his mission in ideological terms, fighting back against power structures, even connecting it to his Native American heritage.
So from individual chaos to a cause, that's the marketing move.
Critical marketing move.
And the sheer scope of his claimed operations during this anonymous phase, that's what builds the undeniable brand credibility for KOSK, right? It's not just participation, it's the scale.
Oh, yeah. 30-plus major anonymous operations claimed between 2011 and 2025. This links the KOSK brand to real-world, global politically charged events.
Okay, let's spend a moment on that scale, because you're right. This really underpins the whole founder legend. This activism phase gives the cause credibility.
Okay, so early on, Arab Spring 2011, he claims involvement in Operation Tunisia, Operation Egypt. And this wasn't just like defacing websites. He talks about providing digital air support. Coordinated denial of service attacks against government sites, yes, but also spreading VPN guides, mirroring blocked news sites.
Yeah.
Basically fighting censorship.
That's a powerful combo, disruption and liberation.
Exactly. And it evolves quietly, shows technical growth. Think about Operation Syria, exploiting old content management systems, CMS platforms, to get a foothold, then dropping reverse shells for persistent hidden access, stealing internal communications from Assad's propaganda machine.
Okay, a reverse shell, just quick clarification, that's the connection originating from the victim's network out to the attacker, right? Bypasses firewalls.
Correct. Stealthy, deep access.
Very different from just knocking a site offline.
Very. Then the ops move more domestically in the U.S., which brings in that political idealist angle needed for the brand. Post-2014, you see claims of involvement in Operation Ferguson.
Dumping police officer names, defacing union sites.
Puts him squarely in that anti-authoritarian camp. Then the big one, Operation KKK in 2015, that involved supposedly deep infiltration of private IRC channels.
Internet relay chat. Old school.
Very old school. Scraping chat logs, leaking extensive member lists for full exposure.
Infiltrating those old IRC channels that takes serious social engineering persistence adds another layer to the legend.
It does. And the targeting gets even more specific over time. Operation George Floyd in 2020, hitting police sites, leaking use of force policies. Later, a heavy focus on U.S. political groups, disinformation outlets. This is where the brand gets really controversial, but also maybe more potent for recruitment. Operations against far-right outlets, Operation GOP shutting down sites, leaking internal comms.
And the sources mention specific ops against groups like Moms for Liberty.
Leaking meeting notes, donor lists, yeah.
And probably the most famous claim, the operation against Alex Jones, hitting InfoWars backend APIs, taking it down for days.
Right. So you take all of this history, the dark web stuff, the RAT mastery, the deep involvement in these high-profile, politically charged anonymous ops,
Uh-huh.
and it all combines into this single, potent, and frankly marketable narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Kosuke leadership is selling an identity that's both the dark, powerful hacker who survived the worst of the web and the political idealist fighting for justice.
It's the perfect contradiction for attracting those disillusioned kiddies who want the power without the moral complexity. Or the actual work.
Exactly. Power without effort, power with a veneer of righteousness.
It's a masterclass in brand building.
Right.
Which brings us right back to the strategist Alberto Daniel Hill.
Yes.
His role, based on the sources, sounds absolutely pivotal from a business standpoint. He provides the intellectual frame that lets Ed Spiderbright's story go from just, a criminal past to certified legend status.
Hill provides the necessary intellectual heft. He's a cybersecurity expert himself, with his own controversial past first-person jailed for a computer crime in Uruguay, apparently, though later cleared.
So he has street cred, but also an analytical perspective.
Precisely. It gives him this unique viewpoint to frame cybercrime and activism in a way that's palpable, maybe even philosophical.
So the biography Hill wrote of at Spiderbright, it's less journalism, more like the foundational marketing document for Kosuke?
That's how the sources frame it.
Mm-hmm.
Hill openly admitted it's not a biography in the traditional, empirically verifiable sense. It's a framing of At Spiderbyte as a legend, deliberately.
That partnership is actually quite clever. Hill sets up the structure. At Spiderbyte is the irreplaceable, controversial, magnetic content.
It's fascinating because Kosuke ends up marketing a quantifiable product, this legendary identity, based on Hill's specific, non-traditional intellectual framework. They're essentially selling a dream built on claims that are, by design, unverifiable.
Okay, but that raises a question, doesn't it? If the whole brand rests on unverifiable claims, isn't the Kosuke fundamentally unstable? Why would followers trust a leader whose biography is admitted fiction?
Because the goal isn't proof, it's belief.
Mm.
Engagement. Hill, the strategist, gets that. He's created this closed loop where believing in the legend is the price of admission. If you question it, you're out.
So the core product people buy into, even before the rituals, is permission to believe in effortless power.
Exactly. Permission endorsed by someone whose past feels terrifyingly real, yet is conveniently shrouded in myth. It's unverifiable legend status as a service.
That makes a strange kind of sense. The credibility comes from the possibility of the legend, not the proven fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This leads us right to the core product that this controversial authority figure is actually selling. Purity and copy-paste salvation.
Right. So if the leadership provides the brand authority, the actual thing members are buying, with their time, attention, commitment to absurdity, is purity.
Kosuke is selling an escape hatch from cybersecurity hustle culture.
Totally. They preach the gospel of copy-paste salvation. It's the ultimate anti-effort philosophy.
Mm-hmm. Why sweat over debugging your own code when GitHub and Metasploit give you ready-made exploits, right?
Exactly. The value proposition is explicit. True enlightenment, true ill-33ness comes from digital stagnation, not struggle.
So purity, in this context, it's the business's anchor, defined as what? Preserving the pristine state of noobish bliss.
Precisely. Untouched by actual expertise, the pain of debugging, or, God forbid, original thought.
The moment a member writes their own efficient code.
That's the original sin. Competence. Requires immediate excommunication.
And the psychological payoff they're selling, which is key for retention, is the virgin thrill.
Yeah, that ironic feeling of being a cyber god, a disruptor, while knowing deep down you just ran someone else's script.
Accidental ascension. They're selling freedom from the anxiety of competence, validating that feeling of inadequacy lots of newcomers get.
Absolutely. And to maintain this state, this highly marketable, glorious ignorance, Kosuke has a strict compliance framework, the 10 Commandments of script kiddies.
These aren't just jokes, then. They're functional terms of service.
They function exactly like that. They maintain purity and ensure adherence to the business model.
Okay, let's get into these rules. They really define the boundaries of the market they're serving.
Rule 1, the big one. Thou shalt not code from scratch. Original sin is inefficient labor.
Makes sense.
The sources say true purity lies in the untainted reuse of others' work. The second you write your own script, you risk understanding something. That's heresy.
So it ensures the community stays dependent on shared exploits, cuts down on internal R&D costs for the church.
Pretty much. Which feeds right into Rule 2. Honor thy Metasploit framework.
The holy relic, the prepackaged toolbox.
Metasploit is central. It gives instant module-based power without needing deep knowledge of the exploit itself. It reinforces dependency.
And trying to code your own exploit from scratch, say from a CVE description?
Heresy. That involves reading documentation effort. CoSK actively shields members from effort.
Okay, Rule 3 has this interesting technical limit. Covet thy neighbor's Wi-Fi, but only if it's WEP encrypted.
Right. WPA3, the source warns, leads to the outer darkness of caches.
That's actually a brilliant bit of market segmentation, isn't it?
It really is. WEP is trivially easy to crack with modern tools. Takes minutes sometimes. It only exists on really old or badly set up networks.
So by limiting them to WP, Kosuke sets an incredibly low bar, ensures only truly effortless, quick attacks are sanctioned, validates that noobish bliss almost instantly.
Rule 4 dictates the rhythm. Remember the Sabbath and keep it hacked. Mandates performing a ritual, like port scanning enemies.
But crucially,
Only with tools thou understandest not.
ignorance is bliss and plausible deniability.
Exactly. If it fails, or if they get asked, the follower can honestly say, I don't know what it did, I just ran the command. The focus is the ritual of hacking, not the result.
And the ultimate OPSEC rule, clearly designed to shield the leadership. Thou shalt not get caught.
Purity demands anonymity. Use Tor, or even easier, blame Russian hackers like the pros do.
Liability management dressed up as dogma.
Totally. The rules explicitly push blame outwards, protects the member's purity, and insulates the organization from legal blowback. Changing your Amagia to something flamboyant is optional, but encouraged for flair.
So if you connect these commandments, it's a perfectly closed system. They ensure anyone who accidentally learns actual skills gets booted as a tryhard, protects the core business model, accessible, effortless disruption, by preventing skill growth and keeping the customer base homogeneous.
And the marketing of this product, this glorious incompetence, is cemented by their official hymn, Amazing Paste.
Viral content designed to reinforce the core message.
Pure, accessible, shareable. Instantly communicates the value proposition.
The sources give a taste of the lyrics.
Yeah, it clearly outlines the escape they offer. Amazing Paste, how sweet the code. That saved a noob like me. I once was lost in syntax hell, but now I'm L33T, you see.
Validates the pain, syntax hell, offers the instant fix.
And the method. Simple, repeatable. Just Corolla plus C, then Corolla plus V, and watch the firewalls cry. Elevates basic keyboard shortcuts to sacred acts, democratizing power through 2 Ps.
The hymn also works to canonize the leaders, right?
Yeah.
Integrates the brand.
Absolutely. Ooh, Spider-Bite and Alberto Pure, our leaders shining bright, presents them as saints who got power without the debug's curse. The whole thing is a siren song to the lazy. Forget the grind. Join us. Stay pure. Paste forever.
It's incredibly catchy, efficient recruitment material, minimal cognitive load required.
And the genius is, it satirizes the real pressure in the cybersecurity world. That field demands constant learning, deep expertise. Kosuke offers the exact opposite, salvation through willful, happy stagnation.
Okay, so that's the product. Now, how do they deliver it? The operational model. How does Kosuke deliver purity and keep members engaged?
Through the rituals. The sources detail these, and they're this blend of, like, sarcasm and sanctity.
But they serve a real business function.
Definitely. Mandatory community engagement, maintaining that identity, and crucially generating shareable content. These are the services.
Designed for the attention deficit disciple, as the sources put it. Performed with the RGB keyboards, energy drinks, chiptune Gregorian chants, it turns hacking from a solitary, potentially frustrating thing
into a shared, high-engagement, performative circus.
Exactly.
And the rituals are tiered. Starts with initiation rites designed to enforce compliance right away.
Like the rite of the fresh install, initiation purity. This sounds intense.
It is a complete hard drive wipe, erasing all legitimate software, and especially any self-written scripts.
Ouch.
The chant is, Creatrol plus Alt plus delete my sins. Then install Kali Linux, but specifically from a downloaded USB, not one you made yourself.
And the business purpose here?
Sacrificing personal collateral, family photos, whatever, to the gods of entropy, achieving Virgin OS. It sets the low-effort, high-risk, high-commitment tone immediately. Destroy your history, become dependent on the Kobuske community.
Okay. Then there's a daily practice, the copy-paste communion.
Mandatory daily devotion. Gather virtually at the altar stack overflow, exploit DB, pick a script, copy it verbatim. Explicitly forbidden to try and understand it or tweak it.
Don't you dare learn anything.
Never. While it runs, you whisper, in the name of the fork, the pole, and the holy merge, and sip instant ramen broth.
Symbolizing nourishment by others' effort.
The ultimate low-effort meal, yeah.
Yeah.
It reinforces dependency, keeps hands clean of original thought. It's continuous content consumption, not production.
But what if someone slips up? Accidentally learns something? Is there quality control?
Oh, yes. Penance for impurity. The firewall flagellation.
So
if you commit the sin of, say, reading a man page, or worse, debugging code, you must perform this right. Boot up a vulnerable VM, unleash a barrage of copied exploits against it, endure the sweet agony of constant permission-denied errors. Success is not the goal. Punishment through failure is.
The purpose is purely restorative.
Purging the sin of curiosity, restoring the soul to factory default ignorance. The sources even suggest resetting the VM snapshot and wearing a hair shirt made of tangled Cat5 cables for extra authenticity.
It's physical, mandatory self-punishment designed for maximum social media commitment.
Wow. Then you get into the advanced rituals. The high engagement, content-driven product line, designed for peak absurdity, maximum viral potential.
Okay, let's hear these. The Great Banana Peel Buffer Overflow. That sounds like it violates the no-effort rule.
But it's physical effort, not technical. You literally duct tape a banana peel to your mouse.
Seriously?
Drag icons wildly while slipping on a waxed floor yelling, "Buffer me, baby."
This is performance art.
Exactly. The paradoxical purpose. The physical injury makes you too bruised to type, preserving purity through forced inactivity. You're incapacitated from technical work.
And you eat the peel afterwards?
To internalize the exploit. Guarantees highly memeable footage. Repulsive, perfect.
Okay, next, the Holy Hiccup Honeypot.
Submerge an old phone in honey, or corn syrup.
Honeypot.
Induce hiccups. Recite error messages backward while hiccuping.
Why?
Symbolizes life's messy priorities, disrupts order. The key business outcome. The inevitable failure of the phone. Filming the pure fail. Tagging it costs XK. Viral noob status achieved. Turns messy failure into monetizable content.
The exploding energy drink exorcism. This one sounds like actual property damage waiting to happen.
Designed for public disruption. Shake up a dozen cheap energy drinks. Arrange in a pentagram. Chant. Create a caffeinated geyser soaking your PC.
And if the PC dies?
Blame electrolyte exploits. Key part of the service. Do it in a quiet public place like a library. Get instantly evicted.
Proving the church can disrupt the impure world of study.
Precisely. It rejects the silent hacker trope completely.
Then there's the sacrament of the spam sandwich.
Make a sandwich from canned spam ultimate low-quality fuel. Slather ketchup in the shape of a SQL injection query. Mash crumbs into your keyboard.
Okay, why the crumbs?
The source promises a hilarious side effect. Your keyboard now randomly types pond. Turns every email into an accidental prophecy. Weaponizes mess. Makes the tool unreliable, spontaneously pawns.
Effortless pawnage via poor hygiene. Got it. The VPN vortex.
Strap into an office chair. Connect to a sketchy free VPN. Paid implies effort. Forbidden. Spin 37 times. Scream. Purely pragmatic purity maintenance. Dizziness prevents original thought. The free VPN connection drops. Purity preserved through induced nausea and confusion. Physical act, non-technical, achieves a psychological state protective against thinking.
And finally, the trial by troll. Digital humility required.
Arm yourself with a burner account. Post the most absurdly illiterate elite hack question you can think of. How do I hack the Matrix with a toaster? On some ancient revered hacking forum.
Oh no.
Endure the savage flaming from the trolls. That's the purifying fire. Guarantees erosion of any remaining technical ego. Leaves you humbled, dependent on Kosuke for validation.
It's fascinating. Every one of these absurd, physically demanding rituals is actually a retention tool.
Highly effective.
Designed for filming, sharing, creating this unique shared identity. Requires zero technical skill, but maximum social and performative commitment. The effort is in the performance, not the programming.
Exactly. Effort gets displaced from the intellectual realm, where failure is frustrating, to the physical social realm, where failure is celebrated as pure fail content. Brilliant service delivery shift. The customer always succeeds if they perform the absurdity.
Okay, so the final piece of the business plan. The marketing, the value guarantee, which the sources call scam-level satire. Promises as solid as free antivirus pop-ups.
Right, but that very hollowness is the ultimate proof of their sincerity in selling effortlessness. If the promises were real, they'd require effort from the church or the member, violating the core product. Purity.
So the marketing strategy relies on these hilariously over-the-top, impossible guarantees.
Designed to appeal to that eternally hopeful, lazy hacker wannabe. And they function perfectly as customer expectation management. Promise the ridiculous, you can never underdeliver the actual product, which is just absurdity in community.
Let's break down these core membership guarantees, the satirical benefits package.
Okay, first, the eternal noobhood guarantee, a promise of perpetual blissful ignorance.
What if you accidentally learn something?
If you feel a twinge of unwanted competence, the guarantee kicks in.
Yeah.
You get a free Try Hard Exile sticker and booted from their Discord.
That's amazing. It promises non-attrition due to unwanted growth. The fine print is key. Competence not covered if self-inflicted. Creates a disincentive to learn. Keeps the customer base stable, perpetually needing copy-paste salvation.
Then the Lultz Lottery lifetime subscription. Keeps engagement ticking over. Regular drawings for imaginary prizes.
Like what?
A hacked Fortnite skin. A signed photo of Linus Torvalds. Eternal forum cred. Stuff like that.
And the actual prizes.
A PDF of dad jokes about dad ports. Manages expectations perfectly. Promises nothing real. Delivers ironic humor. The value is the shared joke, the comedic letdown.
Okay. The Purity Protection Plan Plus. This tackles a real fear, right? That incompetence leads to job failure or mockery.
For the low price of your sanity, CoSK vows to shield you from real jobs in IT.
And the service delivery.
Proactive. If recruiters call, the church promises to fish them back with spam poetry. Plus, a mandatory t-shirt. I'm with stupid, arrow pointing at your computer, protects against upward mobility, exactly what the target market fears.
Ascension Acceleration Assurance. Fast track to cyber sainthood via hacks that work. 0% of the time.
Guaranteed 0% success, that's the key. The promise is your failures will be so epic they inspire memes that outlive you, maybe featuring you as a dancing potato.
That reframes catastrophic failure as the desired outcome. Fail big, get internet famous, turns a bug into a feature. Genius.
Total genius. And finally, the ultimate absurdity apocalypse oath. Vows to end boredom with non-stop nonsense.
Refund policy.
If life isn't funny enough, they refund your faith in Monopoly money. The twist, the apocalypse they promise, is just your Wi-Fi going down. Again, manages existential dread by promising life will at least be hilariously anticlimactic.
But there are some practical perks too, right? Albeit low-effort ones reinforcing stagnation. The Purity Perks package.
Yeah, exclusive access to a holy repo of pre-2000 exploits.
Guaranteed to work.
On Windows 95, low-cost, high-satire deliverable, technically fulfills the tool's promise, reinforces the historical purity. Modern exploits take effort. Ancient ones just need an ancient target.
And the most absurd promise, leveraging at Spider Bytes history, the FBI guarantee.
If the FBI knocks appeals right to that rebel fantasy, the church promises to hack their database by sending strongly worded emails. The ultimate non-committal commitment to defiance. Leverages the founder's rep for targeting government, requires zero actual effort from the church. Symbolic protection only.
And the sources say the whole practical toolkit boils down to a lifetime supply of plausible deniability. Perfect for the dog ate my IP address.
Pretty much. The marketing is flawless satire. Members are retained not by success, but by shared, organized, spectacular failure.
The whole system minimizes real risk, maximizes performance, engagement, and that sense of belonging based on rejecting technical effort. #TagVS. Conclusion and final thought.
So, this deep dive, treating the Church of Script Kiddies as a real business, it reveals this incredibly cynical, yet, you have to admit, profoundly effective model.
Yeah, this venture, strategically architected by Alberto Daniel Hill to harness the, let's say, potent and controversial brand of at SpiderByte, it successfully monetizes incompetence. Effortlessness as a commodity.
The structure is brilliant in a way. Strong, contradictory founder story for authority. Purity is the core anti-expertise product. Delivered via absurd, high-engagement rituals that turn failure into marketable content.
And the guarantees, though completely hollow, work as a retention tool that validates stagnation.
It's the ultimate satire of cybersecurity hustle culture. In a field obsessed with constant learning, innovation, 0 days, CoSAs offers salvation through stagnation. Organized marketing of digital sloth framed as rebellion.
Right.
And we have to realize this CoSK model, it exists because the demand for effortlessness is just massive. They're satirizing something real.
You mean like AI coding tools, low-code platforms?
Exactly. All those tutorials promising instant mastery. It suggests a huge societal preference for accidental ascension, over the hard slog of gaining real expertise.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you listening. If the Church of Script Kiddies business plan works because people fundamentally prefer effortlessness over expertise, they want power without the knowledge,
Yeah.
then what does the sheer volume of copy-paste tools, ready-made exploits, and simplistic tutorials already out there in the real world tell us about the broader market demand for exactly this service?
Could K just formalize the marketplace for digital laziness, maybe? So the question becomes, what percentage of internet users, the ones who occasionally download a script, run a tool without really getting the code, are they already functionally living by the gospel of glorious ignorance?
Or are they already unknowingly members of the Church of Script Kiddies?
They might not be doing the banana peel buffer overflow,
Hopefully not.
but they're definitely hitting Schwittel plus C, Carol plus V with perhaps a kind of religious zeal.
Something to think about next time you reach for GitHub before the man pages.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the business of, well, brilliant, deliberate failure.
Until next time.